this show is based on the music of Burt Bacharach. I'm curious to know, are there any songs in Burt Bacharach's immense catalog that you thought you might use and then chose not to for this dance piece, or vice versa, maybe?
Yes. First of all, Mr. Bacharach, and mostly with Mr. Hal David, who was his genius librettist, lyricist, there's way more songs than anybody here knows. Even Steve Swain doesn't know all of them, which I learned last night. But okay, there are a couple that. Well, first of all, I chose the music with the person who arranged all this music and who plays the piano in this show, and that's Ethan Iverson, who's hiding back over there. But you'll see him because I assume all of you are coming to the show. If not, you're wasting your time. You can come back tomorrow twice if you like it. Otherwise, you don't get another chance. Anyway, and this, I just want to mention, here's an aside, that this organization was a very early co-commissioner of this piece. It just didn't happen because they accidentally shut down the theater for a really long time. And so we're back, and we've been performing this for, I don't know, a number of years. It premiered in Santa Monica, where we had the delight of having in the audience Burt Bacharach himself. I was going to say before he died, but that would be a horrible thing to say. He was there shortly after he passed. He was in the theater. Maybe that's true tonight. I don't know. He's gazing up at us. So, or down, whatever you decide. I'm not good with geography. But there were several songs that are very much alike. I'm sorry, there's sort of the bossa nova period, and there's the sort of Tijuana brass period, and then there's like this super fabulous sort of pop and, sort of black American sounding whatever, music of all kinds. There are a couple of songs that wouldn't translate well to this hour of our lives. You can look those up. They're very evident in the catalog, and you can't say them out loud. But there was one song I loved because my sister loved it, and I didn't really get it, but I convinced Ethan to convince me to do it, and that is the song Message to Michael, which in this case is shockingly degendered for people who prefer that. It makes it more versatile, and then also the song was sung either for a male or female, so now it's everywhere, and it's a gorgeous, very sad song. I also at first rejected Ethan's brilliant treatment of Alfie. What's it all about? Alfie. And that was bad that I did that, because it was great. And so that now appears in the show. It's spoiler alert. No, is a spoiler later in the movie, or can it be the first thing? The overture, there I gave it away, is Alfie. And there's about a dozen songs, and we wanted it to be a big variety, not a jukebox, although what's wrong with ABBA, really, I don't know. To not be a jukebox musical, but to be like a night listening to fabulous music with some wonderful dancing happening. So it's more sort of I don't know if it's a cabaret or a nightclub or a theater. Can you take your drinks in? Okay, well, it's not a cabaret in that case. So I think that's it. We didn't have big fights. We convinced each other, and we decided on the pacing and pretty much the keys that things were going to be: tempo, relationships, momentum, trying to make an interesting show, which I love when people take the time to do that before they put on a show. So, and it's beautiful. There, that's the answer.
That's great, thank you. Okay, Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yes.
Bob Wills.
1685.
Thank you.
Was the year of his birth, yeah.
Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys.
Yes.
James P. Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Edith Sitwell, poet.
Yes.
Dion McGregor.
Yes, Dion McGregor.
Ethan Iverson.
Yes, okay.
Maybe
what is this, a list of insane people?
Sri Tyagaraja?
Yes, Sri Tyagaraja, yes. Also early 19th century. Yeah.
Burt Bacharach.
Yes.
So you've talked about some of what you selected for this piece, but why Burt Bacharach?
That was a trick set up. Though, was that like, this is music I worked with?
Yeah.
Is that, oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Why Burt Bacharach? I'm sorry, John, but you're a choreographer, are you not?
Some say yes.
Okay. Do you?
Do I what?
Do you say yes, that you are a choreographer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is your mother saying that?
She does.
She's very proud of you.
She also loves you, by the way.
Well, okay. I'm a choreographer. We were separated at birth. Anyway, what was your question?
Why select Burt Bacharach?
Oh, that's the question. You must get this too. Your name here. Why Burt Bacharach? I only work with music I love.
Great.
I learned that by doing some music sort of as a shotgun wedding, like you two must work together. You know, that didn't happen with Bach. Irresistible. But it's happened before. It's like, you got to do this, or I do a commission. Like, this could be good, but if my steel heart isn't in it, I can't make up anything that's good enough really for me to watch, and that's a problem, because I have lower standards than some people who watch my work. But because everybody knows Burt Bacharach, this table, do you know Burt Bacharach? See? That's great. You're not meant to. Like, can you name all 6 of the Beatles? Good. All right. Did you just do 6, 7? You're way too old for that. Okay. You can do it. Yeah. It changes meaning. Yeah. Anyway, you shouldn't know Burt Bacharach, except you actually do secretly in your mind somewhere. You've heard some of this music, and you say like, "Oh God, that again." It's when the Beatles, who I just mentioned, there were just 4 of them.
Well,
There were 4. Well, there was. Okay.
say 5.
I say 5. Yeah, okay, that's fine. There was a spare. It's like, if you know the Beatles, you grew up, you were an adorable child when the Beatles were most popular, like I was. You got so sick of the music because it was in every elevator and Long John Silvers and stuff like that, that you got sick of the music, especially something like Michelle. Oh, God. Oh, that's your name. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Do people use it all the time? Yeah. Okay, yeah. My sister's name is Marianne, and people used to sing that calypso, down by the seaside, sifting. It's like, no, she's never been to the seaside at all. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, but it's a Q&A or something, isn't it? I'm doing all the A's first, and then we'll get some more Q's. Burt Bacharach's music is everywhere, and it's so everywhere that a lot of people don't know what it is. It's entered the American Songbook. It's like folk music, because this is like, these songs are 50 years old and more. He wrote in the 50s. Anybody know Magic Moments? You have to be d'un certain âge to recognize that one. Who sang that? Who was it? He wrote it for who? The country western singer. Who was it? Come on, knowledgeable people. I can't remember. It wasn't Marty Robbins, but it was some. Who? No. No, that must have been later. It was a solo number. We'll look that up. Ethan, Google that, please. Okay. But there's a whole bunch of songs. Do you know The Way to San Jose? Every song. I can't say a song and they'll have heard it.
Close to You.
Close to You. That's good. The Carpenters sang that, but they didn't write it. There's lots of songs and you'll recognize them because you're coming to the show, of course. Yeah, okay. That's good. Yeah, hooray. I want that. Everybody. Okay. I just like it. I think that's the answer. And it's underplayed. A lot of stuff is overplayed and overappreciated. This is under, and it's partly because it's history, because it's a long time ago. But, most music was popular at some point.
Mark, this is not one of these questions. Have you ever selected a piece of music to work with, discovered that you did not like it? Or agreed to work on a piece of music that you weren't in love with?
Yes, but I'm having trouble thinking of what one of them would be. Oh no, I was asked once to choreograph by what's her name. I won't stop at what's her name because nobody can finish that for me. Sarah Caldwell, music director at Boston Opera. And she asked, see this chair? She proposed to me doing The Creatures of Prometheus, which is by Ludwig van Beethoven, and it's a ballet, and it's terrible. It's not a good piece of music. It's like some of the worst music Mozart ever wrote was specifically for dances, a collection of little dances that are just so inane. And they justify the terrible reputation that dancers have that they can only count to 8 or to 4 and then start over. It's not true, but this music makes you think that. It all goes like, ready, go. And like, what else can you do but dance, I guess? I've been involved in a couple things that didn't work out so great, or we ended up revising things, or usually I know to abandon something before I start it.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. This is well timed.
Okay.
How do you make a dance? How do you make a dance?
How do I make a dance? I listen to music. I always go for music. I listen to music. I study that music. Then I read it and read the score and listen. If a score is available, read and listen. And then I can either read it or listen to it or neither. I can work on it just in my head, which is good on airplanes. And then I have some notions of who might be in it or how many people, or it has to balance out with other programming. You know, I can't do everything for the same instrumentation or the same tempo or the same period, and with all the same people. So I vary all of that to make every possible program a potentially varied and interesting one. So they're not all the same. I mean, this is one of the shows that is intact as a show. It travels, it's 1 hour long. I have several of those, and they're great because people don't have a lot of intermission attention span anymore, which means you don't get to spend $65 on two glasses of cheap champagne at the Metropolitan Opera House. But other than that, it's kind of nice. So then I make stuff up in the studio with dancers. I mean, on dancers, and there's very little improvisation in my work. That usually happens later. I add that. But I make stuff up, they read it back to me, I change it, throw some stuff out. I have no problem making stuff up. It's less, that doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. So I make up a lot of stuff, and then, you know, a lot of it is in the waste. My mother used to call it a waste paper basket. I just realized that. Instead of trash, we would say, or something. A lot of it ends up on the cutting room floor. And that's why, if you want some of them steps, just come on over with a dust pan.
Have
you taken some?
Absolutely,
okay, all right.
100%.
It's a tradition.
Yeah. Last question.
No.
Again, the universe.
We'll take questions from the humans here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But last prepared question. Is there anything you want us to know that you haven't already said about you or Mark Morris Dance Group or this evening's show and performance that you haven't said that you think we should know going into the theater?
Turn off your phone or I'll kill you.
That is true.
Also,
Please,
remember
yes.
they emit light. You're not just reading the adorable, you're not just looking at the cat picture. You're also emitting light in a place that's very intentionally contrived to be dark and listen to music and what. I actually don't care, but you should. And let's see, also that wonderful introduction to me was a little bit dated in that I'm way over 150 dances, but I'd go like, I have 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
But no, just some difficult things to do at the same time. Pay attention. No, that's all right. You're here. Sit there, watch, and listen. And then afterwards, it's early enough where you can go out and have a drink and fight about it or praise it or, have the active date after that. This first part is a passive date. And then whatever the hell you want after that is up to you.
Thank you, Mark.
You bet. John, you're fabulous.
Mark, thank you. You are fabulous. We'd like to take a couple of questions from. I'm looking over here. I see you.
I was looking elsewhere.
You'll say it.
Yes, you want to get a mic down here or not?
So I should probably know this, but I don't.
You want a mic here?
How is choreography notated?
Okay. The question is, how is choreography notated?
I heard her. I'm sitting right here. But yeah, how is choreography notated? Very, very poorly. There's most people use, I would say, video, film. I keep notes. Other people I work with keep notes. I don't do a lot. I have a genius choreographer, the assistant to me, who is here and puts everything together. Alyssa Clark, who's there somewhere near the freezing cold fireplace. I have a music director who's not here, who takes notes in the score. I work spontaneously and from a score, and I write some things down. But we film stuff. There's a system called lab notation, which I hope you don't teach here because it's useless. And there are a few systems, but this is the one that works the best. And then there's that new thing where you stick ping pong balls to yourself, and then they film it, and it turns out Merce did that.
Wait.
And it was going but I used to say my fixed answer in the olden days was Etch-a-Sketch. That's the most reliable. You get it wrong, you just shake it, and you get to start over. So or Love Letters in the Sand. It's that kind of thing. That's a really good song also. Yeah, I don't think there's one that works very well. Maybe you do.
No, I don't.
No, okay. There's the oral tradition, which is a really nice one. A question. Over where? Oh, yes. Oh, I couldn't see you. You're partially obscured. Yeah.
You said you start with score when score is available. Like, how do you work when there's not like a physical score in front of you to choreograph?
Good question. Oh, okay. I would make some kind of a chart of it. I would count it out. Listen, that was a good question. That's right. You can. Yep, that's good. He's a ventriloquist, obviously. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Drink a glass of water. I would then, because I've done that. I've also done choreographed to music that's not like commercially available, and so I have to work from a score with someone playing it. So the opposite happens. But I can make a chart that's enough of a sketch of the rhythm and sort of the topography of something. And I have people who are much smarter than I am musically who can actually transcribe stuff. So I can read stuff, I can make it out, I can understand it, but I'm not great at notation and sort of score analysis. But I don't have to go that deep because I'm merely a choreographer. But yeah, that happens sometimes. Like you love something, I have to make up a dance to that immediately. Good luck, basically. Another? You against the wall. Hurry, the mic is coming. Wait a second.
So for you personally, what is the most challenging part of going from the idea to the production, the whole process from the idea to the production we're going to see? Do you struggle with the most personally, and why?
Oh, the why was the real topper there. I don't know the why. It's my only skill, for one thing. In fact, the deciding to use a piece of music and the final product don't have that much to do with one another. It's deciding what to do, what I'm going to work on for weeks or months or sometimes years, is can I live with that music and go, is it deep enough for me to find something in it that will be perpetually interesting. And that's my favorite part, is working in the studio, making stuff up. I plan some of it ahead, no diagonals, nobody on the floor, no crossovers, no men. I do stuff like that all the time. And I set those limits arbitrarily. Or this part can't go with the music at all. I won't allow this to be counted in any way. So that kind of stuff I make up, and then I either keep it or violate it. And from then on, once I get started, I start with a certain amount of material, spelled with an A, so it's not dangerous. And we do stuff, and then I change it. And the dancers who are brilliant and used to this, I'll say, do it face down, or do it on the other leg, or do it, double time, or very much the sort of dynamic and tempo markings that you would, if you were a musician, would be in the score. And so, marcato, staccato, ritardando, all these Italian words are the forms that I use. Make, a canon, fugue, retrograde, all of this stuff. That's how I choreograph. It's not the people who say that the dance. I'm sorry if this is a quote from you, that the dance, it's like a canvas and the dancers are my brushes and I dip them into water and wring them. It's like, I hope not. Because you know what that rinse water looks like at the end of the day. So anyway, I approach it musically because that's just what I do. And although you don't want to hear it necessarily, all of the dancers can sing all of the music that we dance to, and do. If like the electricity goes out, we keep singing. So the hard part is knowing when it's done, and to walk away from it and release it to the public as a fledgling flees from her nest and drops straight down in front of you from the porch, and that's it for the poor thing. There, okay. Once I let it go, I don't touch it. I don't revise very much unless I made a big mistake. And so to keep things in our minds, we record everything, watch that, people teach each other. But, I work pretty quickly, and I'm pretty, what am I? Amnesiac? No. What is that called? Prolific. I don't know how not to make up dances. So that's kind of interesting to me. I just try not to make up the same one twice in a row. We have time for one or two more questions. Someone else over? Someone with it? What are you pointing at? I can't tell. Oh, okay. You're next. Oh, I see. Okay.
I just want to thank both of you for Dance for PD. It's a real gift.
Great. John, Dance for PD is the program that we have that's headquartered at what's it called? Mark Morris Dance Center in Brooklyn. And John Heginbotham was one of the co-initiators of the two from my company. Why don't you say something about Dance for PD?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this program has been around for, I think, 25 years now. And it started at Mark Morris Dance Center. And the goal of it, we were approached to design a class for people specifically with PD, where movement is often kind of removed from your life. But it can affect people in a variety of ways. And the point was that the act of dancing as a professional dancer in some ways are very similar to the actions of somebody who is movement challenged, because you're kind of trying to choreograph your way through your life or your life on stage. So that was the impetus for it, and now it's just grown into a beautiful program that my colleague David Leventhal has really grown and expanded into a sort of a global offering for people.
Right, completely. And during the initial COVID plague period, it expanded enormously all over the world. There are many online classes. There are classes in Mandarin and in Spanish and in Hindi. And it's amazing. And it's originally based on sort of my pedagogy and my choreography. So it's about movement and music together and what that does, which is a kind of a I don't know, kind of a freeing thing. So it's been astounding, and it's really taken off. And check it out if you or anybody you know is in a bind that way. That's a terrible thing to say, but has related sort of conditions like Parkinson's disease. Look it up because it's magic and really something. You bet. Oh.
Everyone can hear me. I would love to know a current or very recent song that you hear and you get excited and want to choreograph to it.
Mean contemporary, or it's just something I heard? Like a now song. Well, that's obviously WAP. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That was an age test. I think that's it. No, what am I working on now? I'm working on a show that's going to be a generalized, no, that sounds terrible, it's like an anesthetic, a holiday show that isn't on the same scale as my enormously successful and long in the tooth Hard Knot, which still is around and still great, but it's a pain in the ass to tour. So I'm working on something along those lines. Oh, we do? Okay.
Hi, sorry.
Oh, God, okay.
I was going to ask, have you ever been completely satisfied with a piece that you've created?
Yes. A lot. Doesn't mean I want to watch it every day. You know, it's also, because that relates to very often when I've choreographed something or directed an opera or whatever, I may have been listening to it for years. Once I'm done setting it and it's released to be performed, I usually don't listen to it again ever. It's like, enough already. You know, it's like when your kids go off to college and you find out that you just, you turn the bedroom into a gym that you never use, and then they come back a couple years later and they have to have their room back, and, Anyway, thank you, John. Are you shutting this down, or am I? I am. Thank you all very much. Come back to the other events tomorrow and the next day. Enjoy the show, I hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. You're so fabulous.